Okay, we're gonna go try number 3 and see if this works. I have no idea. Hopefully they'll let me back on the road. Does not seem to be working. I'll talk as if it is. I don't know. Now it's coming on. Okay, cool. That's what I was wanting to see. So before that wasn't on there. You'll probably hear it too, so can I turn the volume down so I don't hear it. And hopefully you can still hear me. If you can't hear me and you're listening, just leave a comment, let me know. I think I got it going. Haven't went live in a little while. It's a little bit tricky. Has to do with the phone signal and how much of it's being used and getting kicked off and all that kind of stuff. I am practicing with the live though, because I would like to be able to do that when I take trips. I'm going on a long trip next year, and on my bike it would be nice, you know, even more locally, to be able to do a live. I can only see out of one eye. The sweat just decided it was going to take one of my eyes out. And it did. I need wind. I need air. And I have traffic, so I have none. I have a little. My lens fall out or something? No, the lens is there. It's just the sweat. See if I get anybody watching after 2 or 3 false starts there. We will find out. The other thing about the lives, although it is, it's like a one take, one shot sort of thing. There's also the no editing. It's just kind of done. I still can't see. And squinting doesn't help. Nothing helps when you need it to. Small town America here. It's not that small a town. I grew up in a lot smaller town than this. Although it is a lot better since they built this bridge over the railroad tracks that used to hold a lot of things up. Then it was a pain in the ass during the construction, but that just sucks. That just sucks. We have our chilly fall weather right now. It's like down in the 90s. Well, it starts off at like 70, gets up into the 90s, and it goes down and close to around 70. This time of year, every once in a while it goes down to like 60 degrees, and it's like, get the coats out. Especially if you're on a bike. I got sleeves behind me. It gets down in the 60s, it gets a little bit chilly. When you're used to being outside, when it's 105, 109, then it drops down to 60 degrees. I'm in entirely the wrong gear. Here we go. I'll put it in the right gear. But this time of day is not really good for riding. I mean, commuting, yes, that's what I'm doing. This bike is actually a really good commuter. A little expensive for a commuter. It's this one's a 2022 Fat Bob, Harley Davidson Fat Bob. M8 114, 6-speed, all that good stuff. And it's about the right size. I like the weight to it. Everybody wants lighter bikes and stuff, but I kind of like the weight. It feels like a low, heavy tank that wants to go really fast. And once you get used to it, that front tire doesn't bother you anymore. If you haven't ridden one with a front tire, that's once you get used to it, you get comfortable with it, you're just kind of pushing it down in the curve and you're using that extra tread you got over there. And I don't mind the tread that's on them. It's got that lug looking tread that Harley put on it. It's not an off-road bike by any means, but it does do good on gravel roads, that sort of thing. So I'm not complaining there either. The one place where this bike does get a little bit hairy is, and it's the tires, is when the road gets slick, when it's wet. These tires are the best in the world. I don't even claim to be. But these tires, that'd be my only complaint, is when it's wet. Not when it's like pouring down rain or it's been raining all day, then it's kind of fine. It's when it's a little oily, when you get that, I keep saying but you get the fog as it's coming in and it's just covering the road in fog. And that oil doesn't get washed off of it, and it makes it really slick, or it's just that little mist that you get for a little bit and nothing washes off. These tires aren't that good for that. The tires on my other bike are actually a little better for it, but I'm probably more likely to change them than I am these, because those don't really feel good. Like if you're, how should I put this? If you're moving at a spirited pace down the road and you're slowing down to catch an exit ramp, you know, you're dropping like 80 miles an hour real quick. It almost feels like you're on glass. That's bike. I can't remember the tires they have on there. It's just the stock tires on the Lowrider ST. It just has the weirdest feeling. So I'm looking for tires to replace it. This one I'll probably keep exactly what it has on it, because I commute to work with this more often and I have to go down gravel roads. Gravel and rock and stuff like that is more of an issue when I'm on this bike than a wet road is. Now the Lowrider is really, really fun, but it doesn't feel as good as this bike does when, you know, you get off the pavement. This one feels a lot better. It's also lower. Lowrider sits higher. This one sits a little bit lower. It's not that hard to scrape this one. It's not that hard to scrape a Harley, period. And if you're out there in the chat, leave a comment. Let me know you're there. I'd appreciate it. When I stop, I look at it. I'm not in too all fired a hurry today. I'm tired, I'm muddy. I wash my arms off. But it is what it is. I work for a living. This is one of them roads where it's like, do I want to go? Do I not? Because I'm already speeding. Speed limit's 50. Not that anyone drives 50. This is Texas. Now you see 55, you drive 55. That's coming into a small town. They will write you a ticket. Or you see a sign that says 70 and you know you're close to a town, just slow down right then. Slow down to 55, because that 55-mile-an-hour sign, especially if you're in a car, is going to be so close that there's no way that you're going to slow down in time. And right after that 55, it's going to say 35. It'll go from like 70, 55, 35. Coughing in a helmet, that's always great. But that's how these little small towns make their money. That and civil asset forfeiture. Steal somebody's money on the way to the auction, that sort of thing. It's like, I want to open it up, but I don't. I'd rather have a curvier road. That would work even better. Oh, there's a vet. God is teasing me. God has to be teasing me. Are they gonna go anywhere? See, that's the problem this time of day. Everybody coming home, everybody going. They're all speeding, but they're not speeding fast enough. I know, I'd bitch if I was home with a new rope. But see what I mean? Everyone out here is speeding, but they're not speeding fast enough. And Texas doesn't have lane splitting, and while they're likely to leave you alone for speeding, they're not going to leave you alone if you go right up the middle there, which is so tempting. Look how big that gap is. I would have just been gone. I'm gonna have to get it back over anyways. How they screwed this intersection. Well, it's not really screwed up. There's a lot of traffic turning left because that goes to like Atascocita, Humboldt, Kingwood. Because they've never finished Kingwood Drive across the lake. They had it proposed 25 years ago. You buy a key map and it showed it, you know, proposed across the lake. They never did. So everything's funneled down through here. I got my hand on the clutch. I was trying to give him 2 fingers. So yeah, there's a lot of, with the traffic coming from the other way, I can see the 2 turn lanes and everything there. They're widening the whole road. It'll be nice when it gets past my house and it's all done. This through here was a pain in the ass for the last couple of years. But now that it's done, this is great. They just need to raise the speed limit. Look how bad the road is here. Just do this intersection. You about need an ADV bike just to go through the intersection there. Too many people. There wasn't this many people when I moved out here. They have came out here since then. This was as close to country as I could get Amy to live. But I grew up in a town, my graduating class had 28 people in it. They have a stoplight now. I think it was a stop sign back then, I'm not sure. Long time ago. You know, you knew how many miles away your friends were because everything was township and range, big square mile sections, and I miss that. You could walk out and get your mail naked. No one would care, because no one would see you. You needed binoculars to see your neighbor. I miss that, but she can't take that. She's got to be close to the mall and all those kind of places. She was more of a mall rat. And how the malls are dying, it's kind of sad. It was an event for me though, getting to go to the mall. It's like going out to eat or something. Your whole day was wasted. It's like, you know, when you go to town, you know, once or twice a month, go get supplies, gather the whole family up, and it's an event. God forbid you go see a movie, that's a couple hours away. It was growing up. At least a new movie was a couple hours away. You could see a movie from a couple years ago at the little, what do you call it? It wasn't quite a dollar theater, but they showed all the older movies. Had like one screen. We had one of those in a pool hall, but that wasn't even in our town. That was the next town over. If you wanted a pool hall, which we had one, or you wanted to see an old movie, that's where you went. That and hang out in the Walmart parking lot, because that's where the Walmart was. All we had was when I came down here, I was in the worst year model Mustang ever made. Or one of the two worst years. I sold my bike, had a 73 and a 76. Both of them were Kawasaki 750s, 2 strokes. Sold them, came down here in my Mustang, had that 2.3 liter 4-cylinder 1979, looked like a Pinto. And I hit Houston traffic and I thought I was gonna die. .45 was under construction. First time I'd ever been between the walls or anything like that. But anyways, this is where I gotta let y'all go. So I will catch y'all later. Adios. Ride safe, all that good stuff. I might go live in the morning. I gotta be loading at 8 o'clock. Gotta be at the yard. It'll probably be like 5, 6 o'clock if I go live in the morning. But anyways, I will catch y'all later. So, bye.